Welcome to Crafty Campus, the podcast where we explore fun and creative DIY projects for university students. I'm your host, Zara, and today we're diving into the world of paper flowers.
And I'm Tamal, co-host and craft enthusiast. Zara, I'm excited about today's topic. Paper flowers are not only a great way to add a personal touch to your dorm room or apartment, but they're also an excellent stress reliever during exam season.
Absolutely, Jamal. Plus, they're budget-friendly, which is always a bonus for students. Today, we'll be discussing 21 different DIY paper flower ideas that anyone can try, regardless of their crafting experience.
Let's start with the basics. What materials do our listeners need to get started, Zara?
Great question. The essentials include various types of paper. Crepe paper, tissue paper, and even coffee filters work well. You'll also need scissors, a hot glue gun, and pipe cleaners for stems. Optional materials include dye for coloring, a paper cutter for precision, and decorative elements like rickrack for embellishments.
That sounds manageable. Now, let's dive into some specific flower types. I heard you can make roses from coffee filters. How does that work?
It's surprisingly simple, Jamal. You start by dyeing the coffee filters. Red, pink, or yellow work well for roses. Once they're dry, you layer and fold them to create petal shapes. A bit of hot glue holds it all together, and you can use a green pipe cleaner for the stem.
That's clever. I imagine you could create a whole bouquet with different colors. What about something a bit more dramatic, like poppies?
Poppies are fantastic for adding a pop of color. You'll want to use larger coffee filters for these. Dye them in vibrant reds or oranges, then crinkle them for texture. The center is made from the rolled piece of black pipe cleaner. These look stunning in a large arrangement.
I can see how these would make great decorations for events too. Speaking of which, any ideas for flowers that would work well for, say, a wedding or baby shower?
Absolutely. Paper dahlias are perfect for such occasions. They're intricate looking, but actually quite simple to make. You create multiple layers of petals from crepe paper, each slightly larger than the last. When you stack them together, you get a full, lush flower that's ideal for centerpieces or wall decorations.
That sounds beautiful. Now, for our listeners who might be intimidated by complex designs, are there any super easy options?
Definitely. One of the simplest is the tissue paper flower. You stack several sheets of tissue paper, accordion fold them, tie the middle with a pipe cleaner, then gently separate the layers to form a fluffy bloom. It's quick, easy, and the results are always charming.
I love that idea. It reminds me of those paper decorations we used to make for school dances. Now, for our more ambitious crafters, what's a challenging project they could tackle?
For those looking to push their skills, I'd recommend trying paper hydrangeas. These require patience as you'll be creating dozens of small, individual blooms to cluster together. The payoff is stunning, though, especially if you use metallic paper for a subtle sheen.
That does sound challenging, but rewarding. Now, Zara, I know you're a fan of upcycling. Any ideas for paper flowers using recycled materials?
Great point, Jamal. Old book pages or sheet music make for fascinating and textured flowers. You can create roses by rolling the paper or cut out petal shapes for a variety of flowers. It's a great way to give new life to materials that might otherwise be discarded.
I love that eco-friendly approach. As we wrap up, any final tips for our listeners who are eager to start crafting?
My main advice would be to start simple and have fun with it. Don't worry about perfection. Each flower will be unique. Experiment with different paper types, colors, and techniques. And remember, these make great gifts too.
Excellent advice, Zara. To our listeners, we hope this episode has inspired you to try your hand at paper flower crafting. It's a versatile, affordable, and rewarding hobby that can brighten up any space.
Absolutely, Jamal. And remember, whether you're making a single bloom or a full bouquet, the joy is in the creating. Happy crafting, everyone.
That's all for today's episode of Crafty Campus. Join us next week when we'll be exploring the world of DIY dorm room organization hacks. Until then, keep those creative juices flowing.